We will pay dearly as a nation for this thing going on. And possibly if we were to stop all this slaughter, the judgment of God might be lifted from us. But it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. We just have a little taste of it in terms of the financial system.
Different people, lots of different explanations for the stock market's wild ride today, with the Dow Jones plummeting more than 1,000 points right after the opening bell, only to swing back up again, ultimately closed down almost 600 points for the day. It's around 3%. According to Pat Robertson, it's God's punishment for the Obama administration's support of Planned Parenthood and reproductive rights. According to Donald Trump, appearing moments ago, it's a vindication of everything he's been saying about China on the campaign trail.
We're tying ourselves so closely to Asia, and in particular to China, that this is going to be trouble for our country. And not only now have they taken our jobs, and they've taken our base, and they've taken our manufacturing, but now they're pulling us down with them. And I said, we can't do this. We can't allow this to happen. And we have to do a big uncoupling pretty soon before it's too late.
Now, a word to the wise. Don't base your investment strategy on stuff political candidates say ever, even if they made a fortune in real estate. Trump is right about today's market turmoil having to do with China, though not necessarily for the reasons he indicated. The main stock index in Shanghai just took an 8.5% nosedive, wiping out all the gains it made so far this year, amid increasing fears about China's slowing economic growth. The question now is, was what happened today and last week also a freak occurrence, a fluke like the flash crash of 2010? Or is it a sign of something more alarming taking place in the world economy, something that signals the coming of something like another Great Recession? I'm joined now by Nobel Prize laureate Joseph Stiglitz, chief economist at the Roosevelt Institute, professor at Columbia University. It is a great pleasure to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Just the person I want to talk to today. Okay, what sense can we make, to the degree there is sense to be made of any fluctuations in a stock market, what sense can we make of what happened today?
Well, I think we're between those two extremes. It's more than the flash crash. And on the other hand, it's not like another Great Recession.
Okay, that's useful. So this isn't just like some bizarre random hiccup that just happened and then we all move on. Like there's some real stuff happening underneath, but the real stuff happening underneath is not worst financial crisis in 70 years.
That's right. We haven't really fully recovered from that crisis.
Right.
And what has happened is the stock market has gone up as if we have fully recovered. So part of the story here is reminding us that the world isn't really on firm ground. You know, just to give you some examples, it's not just China that's having a problem. Europe is growing very slowly. There's all the problems with the euro.
Yep.
Right now, people think there's a resolution to the Greek crisis, but Greece is going to be in depression. Yep. Depression is going to get worse. That's not a solution. It's a postponement of a solution. And the United States, the last data that came in on the quarterly wage increases were the lowest in 30 years.
Well,
that's hardly a strong recovery.
So part of the question we've had for a while is, you've got these two lines, right? You've got the stock market, right, and you've got wages, and the two have been going like this. And there's just been this question for a long time, like, how long can this go on? If people don't actually have more money in their pockets, how can, capital valuations be so high? Like, at some point, don't they have to sell this stuff to the people who are earning wages? And so far the answer's been no, they don't, apparently.
And part of that was always the hope that the emerging markets, China, would step in. So our consumers have been devastated. You know, household income adjusted for inflation is lower than it was a quarter century ago. So, you know,
that's crazy.
Things are not working well here. They're not as bad as in Europe, that we can feel. But we were hoping that China would pull us out.
And that gets us to this terrifying idea, right? Which is, China's been growing 7, 8, 9, 10% for year after year after year. No one knows what this whole thing we've constructed looks like with China in a recession. Like,
but it's not probably in recession.
Right.
It's claimed to be growing at 7%, and the news coming in is it's probably significantly less than that. but recession, what economists say is it's 2 quarters of negative growth. Very little evidence that it would be
so
negative
what we're
growth.
seeing is the trajectory of growth start to level out, perhaps, from the insane rate it's been at for a very long time.
That's right.
But that is enough.
A lot of people worry that China's like a bicycle, that you have to ride it at a certain speed, and if you go lower, and what's the critical number, if you get lower than, say, 5%, they start worrying about it wobbling. And
that is a really useful metaphor, actually. Let me, since I have you here, can I ask you to fact check or respond to something a presidential candidate to say? This is Chris Christie on his theory about what happened today. Take a listen.
See, this president thought that money was free and easy, and that he could spend as much of it as he wanted to without consequence to the American people. Because where did he get that money from? He borrowed it from the Chinese. Lots and lots of money from the Chinese. And remember that when the Chinese hold this much of our debt, if the Chinese get a cough, we get the flu.
Chinese hold our debt, therefore we are subject to fluctuations in the Chinese macroeconomy and stock market.
Well, I give him an F both on the facts and on the analysis. In terms of the facts, what he seemed to be saying was that we, since Obama, have been spending beyond our means.
Right.
Now, what is true is that back in 2001 and 2003, Bush pushed through a tax cut that we couldn't afford, and then he went to war and put that entirely on the credit card. The fact is that since Obama's been in office, the economy, when he got into office, was in a deep, deep recession. Revenues went down, and that meant if he hadn't spent the money, we would have gotten into a depression.
The other thing is, whatever T-bills that they're holding that we're going to be exposed to their macroeconomy and their consumers regardless.
That's really the second fundamental point. So the analysis, the consequence is, the fact is we are in a globally integrated economy, and there's no way you get out of that.
F from Professor Stiglitz, from Chris Christie. Thank you, Professor.